Guys, Age of Ultron came out. Avengers. I'm glad I'm screwing up already, but we're still going with this. Avengers Age of Ultron came out on, 2 weeks ago or whatever, overseas. I'm already botching this. But, guys, there was something really kind of weird about... I don't know. I thought it was weird what they did with one of the characters. I don't know. I got a clip. This won't spoil anything, but just, I don't know. Listen to this clip. And see what you think.
Okay, Avengers. We have Ultron right where we want him. Bruce, you say he's hiding in this building? The trackers led us to this exact spot, Captain. Okay, Thor, you know what to do. It's hammer time.
Wow, really up on your pop culture references, eh, Cap?
I shall strike this wall for Asgard!
Okay, that was, underwhelming. Cap, I've got one missile left. Taking my shot.
Jinkies! That's some crackerjack wall. None of our powers can penetrate this structure. By the gods, how are we to finish Ultron? Maybe the other guy can help?
Yeah, great idea. Because, that wasn't weird at all last time.
Tony, it's our only option. I am as uncertain of this as you are. But if we do not stop Ultron, this world and all other worlds will fall.
All right, Banner. You're ugly, and your mother dresses you funny.
I appreciate the effort, Tony, but I got this.
All right, Ultron, get ready to feel the largest arms of the world busted through that wall, man. You're gonna be staring up at those lights right before I drop that big bad leg on you, Jack. What you gonna do when Hulk, my main man, Iron Man, and my previously frozen throwback brother, Captain America brother, and the demi big man upstairs, Thor, run wild on you?
That's it, Hulk. Do it. Yes, end this.
Nice mustache.
That's right, man. I'm about to do it, brother. Give me another shirt, man.
There's no time, Hulk. Do it.
Here, brother. I'll take yours.
That's not gonna fit.
So what you gonna do, Ultron, when you feel the power of all the Avenger maniacs running wild on you?
Hulk, I beg of you, finish this.
Yes, we're running out of time, Hulk. And shirts.
I hear you, man, but I think all the maniacs out there, brother, they want me to rip a shirt one more time, Mac.
I miss anything? Barton, you're just in time. Use one of your exploding arrows to... Hey!
I'm gonna need this shirt, man, to make Ultron cower, brother. Make him show that long yellow streak running down his back, Jack. All right, man, now we're all ready. I took my gamma vitamins, and I said my gamma prayers, man. Because when you combine the power of Iron Man's firepower, man, the thunder from down under Thor, dude, and my captain brother from another captain mother brother, Captain America brother, the arrows from my bro Hawkeye, and the towering tower of power Hulk, brother, we assemble to run wild on Ultron, man.
Do you want another take of that, or you totally can?
No, that's it. And now you got
That's
that.
it.
Yeah,
That's
that's the
go?
one. That's
Okay.
what we're going with.
Okay.
And we're going to keep that in. And we're going to keep this part in, too, where we talk about, hey, guys, welcome to the Triple Threat Podcast this week for Monday, May the 4th. And we're all very excited about an exciting week. Exciting week in the last week. And we're definitely...
Is there an exciting week? What is this week we're talking about?
I was excited. I was excited all week. I had an excited.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. You're
I'm
excited.
going Trana.
You're going Trana. To the big smoke. Matt, you're going to...
Oh, choke on his wait.
You're gonna
choke on his beverage of choice.
Oh gosh!
And nearly die.
Usually I'd mute that, but I can't.
Double
because
threat
today
podcast.
Alex and Matt are in the same place.
Oh, and referring to themselves in the third person. That's right, Alex and Matt. Same
Sorry,
bad
Will.
time.
Do you know what I'm?
Same bad
Am I
channel.
going somewhere you know about?
No. You're going
Okay.
on a trip to Honolulu.
Oh,
I think actually
amazing.
they gave away a trip to Edmonton on The Price is Right recently, I think.
Oh boy.
Yeah, boy. But
Conor McDavid won it.
yes, exactly. But enough about that. Speaking of
How good would NHL draft lottery be if it was Plinko?
that would be
They put Conor McDavid on a chip, and there's more like options for the teams that could win him.
That's pretty cool.
I think
I just solved it, you guys.
Draft lottery, Plinko.
Draft lottery. Hey, speaking of drafts, the NFL draft this week was in Chicago for the first time in 50 years. Guys, what did you guys think about your team's pick? They picked 32nd. That's pretty low. Pretty low.
Well,
pretty
why did they pick 32nd?
Because they didn't trade for anybody. Because they're the Super Bowl champions, obviously.
Super Bowl. They picked Malcolm Butler from the Texas Longhorns, not to be confused with Malcolm Butler from the. Malcolm Brown. Malcolm Butler, the game-winning interception of the Super Bowl. Malcolm Brown from Texas Longhorns, not to be confused with Malcolm Brown from the Texas Longhorns. Because there's two of them.
Are there actually two?
Yeah. One's Malcolm,
yes.
and the one pick is Malcom.
So you put in your draft thing, you have to be very specific.
You have to be super specific. I mean, the
you just put
position's a giveaway. Defensive end, the other guy's like a running back or something.
Okay, well, there you go.
Even the Texas Longhorns coach congratulated the wrong Malcolm Brown at the draft. So
That's amazing.
ish happens.
That's gotta hurt.
I never know anything. Once you get to like the top 5 picks, Amari Cooper, Marcus Mariota. Although, as Roger Goodell called him, Marcus Mariotto.
Yeah, how do you mess up those two?
Someone was like, that's like 95% of his job.
Yeah.
Publicly. It's just to get names right.
Just say names properly.
There was a guy who got drafted whose name was, correct me if I'm wrong, Jaquiski Tart.
Yeah. Sure.
Jaquiski Tart. Someone immediately said he should go into the East-West Bowl.
Absolutely,
with, Key and Peele, of course.
Yeah, with
I love Jaquiski tarts. They're delicious.
Hingle Kringleberries.
I find them a little bit
Welcome
tart.
to the team.
They're from a little tart. They're little tarts, though. The tarts are tart.
Don't say
These tarts are tart, and these pretzels are making me thirsty.
Don't say tart in England, by the way. It's an insult to women. Guys, do we know why? Like, has it only been recently?
Sorry, this has been Will's cultural appreciation.
Don't say tart in England. It's an insult to women.
To women. Do we know, was it just recently that Raj Goodell gets booed at the draft, or has he always been booed?
He always gets
Always,
booed.
yeah.
Just like Batman.
Just like
always
Batman,
gets
yeah.
booed
You're going to want to hear this.
When he gives away the Stanley Cup. When he presents it to the team.
He gives it away.
Who wants it? Who wants it?
Who wants it?
Plinko board for the Stanley Cup.
I just love the NFL draft, like those losers dressed up in the Buccaneers regalia, like, yeah, number 1 pick, baby. It's like, you guys got the number 1 pick because you're horrendous. You're awful.
You're a very bad team.
So good not to have it in New York and have like Giants and Jets fans going nuts over whatever.
Even though the Jets fans still kind of represented there. They didn't mind their pick.
People represent. There's a guy there in Minnesota Wild jersey because he knows what's up.
Because they're
going to a sports thing. I own 1 jersey. It's going to be my Minnesota Wild Devin Dubnyk
they're
I got tickets to the draft, but I'm still supporting the finals. Stanley Cup finals.
They're playing. They're playing Chicago in the finals. So maybe he's in Chicago, being like, "Take
Chicago.
this."
It's not the final. I
Windy
guess.
City.
No.
I mean,
in
in the playoffs. Sorry, yeah, could be
the Western Conference semifinal.
Could be a final for one of those teams. One of them will move on, and one of them will not. Well, that's the Stanley Cup final.
How did the Ravens do?
They got Brashad Perryman, wide receiver, who I don't know, looks pretty good. He's a tall kid, but apparently he's dropped a couple of, according to Coach John Gruden, he's dropped a couple of easy passes and
Some bad hands.
which is bad for a wide receiver.
We should have picked him up. Tom loves throwing guys in bad hands.
Whoa, too soon.
And then he won a Super Bowl, so what am I saying? Yeah. I guess we'll just ignore everything else that's happened in Baltimore this week.
It's
except for I watched some of that Baltimore. Who do they play?
They play the White Sox. Yeah, the
Watch
Orioles
a little
and
of the
White Sox.
Orioles White Sox game just for the
because it's weird.
Yeah.
Fun of it.
That's so SNL skewered that pretty nicely actually. That was spoilers. That was weird. That was really weird. And it's a tough situation in Baltimore. I can't speak on it. I'm a fan of their football team, and I hope the city. Actually, the curfew got lifted yesterday, so hopefully the city's doing okay. But guys, this is
should be getting there.
Yeah, this really isn't a political talk podcast, right? We're not good at that. We're not very smart. We can talk about.
I feel like we could. I think most of us could. It's just not. It wouldn't be worth anything.
Yeah, it wouldn't be worth anything. Would it be worth the megabytes that this podcast is comprised of?
Honestly, I feel like opinions are a lot less valuable than people think. Even my own.
Wow.
Who cares what I think about things? It doesn't matter.
Okay, it's true.
There's no value. Who cares?
Opinions are like eyebrows. Everybody's got them, and then people with alopecia don't.
Yes, and sometimes they meet in the middle, and that's just weird.
Yeah.
It's true. Will,
yes.
did you want to get to a certain motion picture event?
Well, we might as well. I mean, we heard this clip of the Age of Ultron earlier. But yes, I checked out Ultron on Thursday night. Prior to that, I rewatched the kind of what I guess Marvel's calling Phase 2. So I rewatched Iron Man 3 and Thor and Winter Soldier going into this.
You mean Thor, right?
Yeah,
It
Thor,
sounded like you
not
said
Iron
Iron
Man
Man 3 and 4.
Iron Man 3 and Thor, and then I watched
Thor,
Captain
Days of
America,
Thunder.
The Winter Soldier. I feel like Mike Tyson.
That's a good way to do it because I know I read a live blog of somebody who did in New York and LA. I think they had Marvel movie marathon.
Oh,
like 24 hours.
They had
go
it
from
here
Iron Man
too.
1.
They had it here too.
That's
You get 100.
It's actually 24 hours. It seems
Yes.
totally insane.
It's ridiculous. It's outrageous. It's like 8 or 9 movies. Unreal.
So you saw it on. So you saw Thursdays. I mean, you saw it like midnight.
No, they started
Thursday
early
shows?
here.
Did it open Thursday?
The Thursday shows here open at 7. I guess because they figure
that's awesome.
It is
Oh, 'cause
awesome. I guess they figure on the East Coast if it's midnight there, it'd be
But Will,
close enough.
you know that's not true. You know on the East Coast it's 10 o'clock, and on the Eastern Coast, which is us, it's 11.
in the Eastern
This
Coast.
doesn't count. I mean, if they're not going to...
If you guys are on the Eastern Coast,
Stop.
you guys close to Easter Island? Island with all the heads?
Closer than you.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ouch.
Maybe? I'm not sure. I
Suck on that.
can't be honest about how
I
much
thought
I know
Easter
about the
Island was in
geography.
the Pacific, actually.
I think in that case you might be...
We're also not a very geographical podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We don't know anything about
Suck on
geography.
that.
We pretty much just know where Vancouver and Halifax are. And even then, we're kind
Even though,
of...
yeah, I'm kind of foggy.
Could not tell you the coordinates.
Yeah, so I saw Avengers: Age of Ultron, and Matt, you saw it too. What did you think?
I did. I saw it for free because I went to a med school free showing of it. I'm not in med school. My friend George is, so he took me along with free pop and popcorn. It was pretty great.
Worth the price
He
of
did like a
admission?
weird hand motion there when he did that. He's like, it's pretty great.
See, now Alex can comment.
Alex repeated it, forgetting that his hand motion would also not be shown.
Yeah, but it's still, I think everyone got the point of it. It's pretty great.
We've done
Just
this for
imagine-
over a year. You guys don't know
Imagine I'm
how.
doing something with my hands right now.
Come on.
Can't tell you what, but it's in the affirmative.
It's true. So for you, for Ultron, Age of Ultron. So we're not going to spoil it.
He's got notes.
I got notes.
He got notes,
folks. I
folks.
got notes.
Okay, cool.
We're not going to spoil it. I'm going to go through a little bit of it. Will maybe you can kind of talk with me as it goes. I would say generally it was good.
The General Lee's in it?
Generally,
That's a spoiler.
Yeah, the Dukes of Hazzard join the Avengers.
as you show up.
But
Honestly, okay, that takes me to my first point, which is
really?
there are too many characters in this series. I think the first movie was kind of like, well, there's a lot of people, but we kind of make time for it, and I feel like they didn't really understand, like, oh, we can just add more, but you can't. You can't just add more because the 4 Avengers, as it stands, each of them are enough to have their own movie, and together they're okay. And then you add your Black Widows and your Jeremy Renner's character's name, Hawkeye, and then there's the villains, and then there's Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, and then there's actually a couple other additions.
Yeah,
to the team.
a lot of the tertiary characters from the other movies show up in this one.
Yeah,
and
it's just
a lot of
it's too much.
Too many characters.
I like when movies, if a sequel to a movie, if the original movie goes big, I like when the second movie goes small.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Right? And I think that's kind of the right idea, and I was hoping they would do that. And then when I heard they were doing Age of Ultron, it seemed like they weren't doing that. Because really, at the end of Avengers, you're like, well, what more can we do in terms of the end of the world or like something larger? Yeah. So it's just the same in the end.
Yeah, so what, can you give us an example, though, Matt, of a sequel that goes smaller?
The Fantastic Voyage.
Voyage? What? Do you know what you're talking about, Alex?
Yeah, those people go in a submarine in a person's body. Smaller.
Oh, Lord. Okay. But
Arguably,
no, I'm just curious. I'm not,
No,
like,
I know.
trying to
I'm
play
just
a
trying to
task
think.
here.
He's looking directly into a light right
Quantum, is Quantum solid? I mean,
Well,
it's hard to count
Quantum-
a James Bond movie as a solid
Those aren't
as a
really
sequel.
sequels.
Period.
Yeah.
now. What about The Empire Strikes Back?
Empire Strikes Back kind of does. Splits
yes,
them up.
kind of, yeah.
Takes something a little bit more intimate.
It splinters them up.
See, now if I knew you were going to question me on my opinions, well, I would have
You
actually
know,
looked
Luke's
into
on, Dagobah?
Yeah.
For a long time.
Yes.
Just going through training and stuff
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
true.
So, I mean, kind of goes through that.
I'm looking at my DVD shelf right now, trying to see. Arguably, Wrath of Khan, Star Trek II, Wrath of Khan, is a little bit smaller than motion picture.
Cars
Okay.
2.
Cars.
It
2.
goes one smaller because no one saw it.
No one saw it at all.
Like, just audiences alike.
So, Will, what were your general feelings on it?
Well, yeah, I agree, Matt. It's a lot of characters, but I actually thought that particularly with the 4 main Avenger characters, and when we say main characters, we're talking about the tentpole guys, right? The flagship guys who have their own flicks. I thought that they balanced it pretty nicely. Everybody's story, everybody kind of had something to do, and nobody was kind of hanging out. And was kind of hanging out. Sorry, what I mean to say is no one was left hanging. No one was like, well, then they kind of ignored this guy throughout the whole thing. They all became, they were all pretty important characters to the story of the film. Yeah, Matt, you're right. There are a lot of characters, but the tertiary characters that kind of show up, and I don't want to spoil who shows up, but if you're a fan of the series, you'll be pretty excited if you don't know going into it exactly who all is there. But it is a tremendous amount of characters. You're right.
I don't feel like there's any tertiary characters anyone's like, yippee!
Oh, there's one. I can tell you there's one I was happy to see. And
I want to hear about the...
I'll text you that later.
Yeah. But there's a... yeah. Okay, another part of it. Real quick. Why was Tony Stark an Avenger again? The end of Iron Man 3, he's not going to be Iron Man anymore.
Yeah, and...
Did they explain that? Was it in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Am I missing something? What is this?
I don't know.
There's you have to watch to keep up on.
There was one other thing. There's one other thing that they added too that they didn't explain in another movie that I saw, and that was, and you'll see this right at the beginning. It's Black Widow's outfit. I don't remember that being explained at all, but she kind of had an enhanced suit for this movie.
What? Well, they have to explain everything.
No, they don't. They don't
explain why your
everything.
suit's enhanced.
No, but you have enough movies. I mean, this is. I guess if you want to follow the Marvel movie marathon timeline, this is like a 9th movie in the series. But I think what this is, I think the first Avengers movie was your first time on a new roller coaster, and it's very fun and exciting. And this is the second time on a very similar kind of roller coaster, and it's still fun, but it's like, all right. It's going to be more and more difficult for them to go, especially since they have 2 more Avengers movies, the Infinity Wars. It's going to be more and more difficult for them to have that same kind of wow factor I think that the first Avengers movie had. So this is our second time around the track, and it's still enjoyable, but it is a little bit of more of the same. It fits the same kind of pattern, but there are a lot of fun standout moments and. Overall, I'd say it's a very good movie. I wouldn't say great. I would say very good. What's that? Maybe a solid. I want to say 3 out of 4 if we're going by the Roger Ebert scale. Maybe 3.5.
The problem with the Roger Ebert scale is that it's super imprecise.
Yeah.
It's.
I prefer my out of 10 with 0.5s.
With 0.5s, okay.
That takes us to a neighborhood I'm comfortable
20
with.
Possible.
So I give this. I'd probably give this. To give it a number, I give it an 8.5.
Wow. See,
okay.
3 out of 4. That's like 75% now and 85%. Matt, I think is going to go a little bit lower.
Maybe a little bit lower. That's true. Sorry, just a couple of things I want to mention real quick.
Well, just give us the number before you just give us the number.
Sure.
We'll say more about it.
For God's sakes, just give me the damn number.
You know what? If you're going to be pushy, forget it.
Somewhere between 7.5 and 8.
Okay, yeah, that's very close.
Yeah, it's good.
Mine's between an 8 and 8.5.
Better than Dark World. Better than Iron Man 2.
Dark World, that's what it's called. Yeah, Iron Man 2 is...
Yeah, Iron Man 2.
Although Iron Man 2, I kind of... I'm okay. I like it a little bit more just because... Sam Rockwell.
Yeah,
Sam Rockwell.
Awesome in that movie.
Enjoyable and everything.
Good in Charlie's Angels, though. The dude just like is the best.
Oh,
Performs.
Rockwell's great. If you haven't seen 7 Psychopaths, he's in that and he's terrific.
Oh, I haven't. Oh no.
I
just watched The Guard this weekend too. And
there you go.
Watched 7 Psychopaths. But.
Something you really enjoy. There's a cameo in the movie that I didn't realize was an actor who was supposed to be in it.
Okay.
And he's in it, and it blew my mind, and I was very pleased with it.
See, there you go. That's what I'm saying about these tertiary characters. Or sorry.
No, it wasn't him. Else? No. This is somebody who's never been in a movie before.
Never been in a movie before.
In a Marvel movie before.
Okay.
He's been in lots of other ones.
Okay, I'll stew on that.
I think you know who it is.
Oh yeah, it was. Never mind. I can't say that because
there are too many fictional locations in this movie that I didn't care about.
Yeah,
I think the Avengers, even though apparently everyone's destroyed New York City, but when was the last time before Avengers there was a meaningful destruction of New York? Cloverfield. Okay, answer my own question. That's fine.
Good job.
But before that, people seem to think it's an established trope that is meaningful for people in this day and age. Where the last time it really happened was King Kong or something like that, or Godzilla from 1998, and that was terrible too.
Oh gosh, yeah.
So there's too many fictional locations because they're just like, man, look at these poor people of this place that doesn't exist.
Yeah, well, it's like Eastern Europe. It could be just about anywhere out there. That's,
Not just Eastern Europe.
okay, where was? Oh, it was somewhere. Okay, whatever. That's kind of what I liked about
Guys
this.
are talking.
Because Will keeps asking for specifics that I can't give him.
Oh, okay, you're right. Fine. That is what I kind of
Jeff
liked about
Goldblum's
this,
in
though,
this
is that it
movie,
didn't
there, I
take
said.
place on native soil. It made Avengers. It just kind of made the Avengers a little more global. They're kind of like
See-
global defenders instead of just American defenders.
I'm really cynical about that because when I see that, I think there goes the overseas numbers. That's going to be huge for them. Going to make a ton of money worldwide instead of domestic. That's what I see. It's the same reason they put Transformers 6 or 8 in Hong Kong.
There's 8? I only watched the first.
No. One can only hope that's not the case. Just the last thing I'll say, too, is I didn't love the quippiness of Joss Whedon's dialogue last Avengers. Still don't love it. It's like worse than Sorkin. I like when I watch a Sorkin movie and I'm like, ooh, everybody's smart, or at least they're saying witty things. But with Whedon, it's just like, ugh, such quippy nerds.
Yeah, that's a style, and I was okay with it. There's definitely more jokes in this one, more humor. I think.
You think there's more humor than Avengers?
Than the first Avengers, I think so.
I love jokes.
I think in this one, yeah, I'm. What do we know? What's the next Marvel? I know they're shooting Captain America 3 right now.
Yeah, Captain America: Civil War is coming out next.
So that's the one that's coming out next. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, and then Thor Ragnarok's coming out probably after
but
that.
No, but it's not though.
But it's
like
not,
before
okay.
Thor Ragnarok comes out in like 2018.
Oh no, okay. So is that like
yeah,
in between?
actually no. The next one's Ant-Man comes out next.
Oh yeah, of course, yes.
And then I believe it's Civil War, and then I believe it's Doctor Strange with
old Batchy.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah,
yes,
with Cumberbatch. Okay.
With the batch.
And don't call him that. And then the Infinity War gets split up in the next couple of years. Okay, this is a movie. I'd like to see this. I'd like to see this again in IMAX. I think that would be nice. My seat wasn't the greatest. I bought tickets kind of late, so my seat wasn't the greatest. It wasn't in the front row, but my seat kind of wasn't the greatest. And I would like to, because visually it's incredible. I'd very much like to watch it in IMAX if I get the opportunity. Maybe in a couple of weeks when when it kind of slows down box office wise.
That'd be good. Yeah. The one other thing I'll say, just as a public service announcement, there is a mid-credits sequence, like a mid-credits scene.
And that's it.
And that's it.
Yeah. There's nothing at
else.
the very end of the trailers.
I knew before. Everybody waited in the theater.
There
wasn't anything else.
There's nothing at the end of the trailers.
Yeah,
at the end of the credits, everybody stayed and everyone kind of.
I mean, why would everybody believe a stranger? Trying to
Sure.
ruin their movie experience.
Yeah, of course.
I remember before the movie came out, there was a whole thing because Spider-Man's going to fall back into their Marvel's universe.
Yes.
Someone had posted a fake little teaser that is like a window washer on Stark Tower, and Spider-Man's in the background being like, hey, you missed a spot.
Yeah, okay, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But
that is not in the movie.
Fake teasers are quite amusing.
It's not there.
Because people be up in arms. So it's not, obviously it's not in the movie.
So you and I watched way too many sweaty, oversized men and a woman fighting this weekend. Alex,
yes.
you've been listening this whole time.
I haven't
you
had much to say.
You haven't.
I wasn't here last week.
It's true.
I feel like a mute.
How was last week's podcast? I'm trying to transition into you talking about the wrestling event you went to.
Was brief. I know what you're segueing into.
Okay.
Frankly, I don't appreciate it.
Okay, cool.
Frankly, my dear.
Yeah, last week I was very much under the weather, like unable to sit up for more than, I don't know, yours was pretty brief. I probably could have sat through that one. That was a short one.
See if we can tell you that.
Probably could have sat through that
It's
one.
fine.
That's
Yeah.
good. Okay, that's
That
positive.
I can't remember what it was about. I did listen to it. Ian was fantastic, I'm sure. The rest of you,
B plus players.
Yeah. I couldn't cut all of you, but...
Yeah. I liked your hustle.
Yes.
That's why I made it so hard to cut you.
Yeah, exactly. So, I had a busy week. I moved, and that's part of the reason why I didn't get a chance to see Age of Ultron, but judged off your guys' mediocre reaction, I will see it anyway.
Actually,
I think the Rotten Tomatoes
I was
on it is only like 73.
That seems fair.
It seemed. I mean, the first one I thought was like a 96.
It's
but
very
the first one, I also thought it took a long time to get into it, even though it opens with a huge action sequence. It's kind of a slower movie than you think it is.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know if
On
the second
repeat
one's the same.
viewings, yeah.
Credit to old Age of Ultron for being quick.
Good.
Yeah. Age of Ultron I got is a solid 75% on Rotten Tomatoes here.
Okay.
Furious 7's an 82.
How long
okay.
is it?
It's like 221.
That's like that's like an Apatow movie.
One thing. One thing I will mention is that I moved that day too, but not myself. I moved somebody else. So
Moving other people is so much fun, and yet I hate asking people to help me move for some reason.
Moving other
Hate it.
people's fun because you just move their stuff, and then they got an apartment full of boxes, and they're like, I don't know where anything is, and you're like, well, it's all here, so bye, and then you leave.
I didn't. I'm very much a person. I'm like, I should label these boxes, but they're so miscellaneous. Like some are just DVDs, some are books, and the rest is like, here's some kitchen stuff. But I put some clothes in there to kind of pad it.
Exactly.
There's like a blanket in there.
This
You gotta
is
work with
plates
the
and
space you
underwear.
have.
Yeah, and I'm very much like, as soon as I moved in, every box has to be open and everything has to be put away. Like 100%.
Yeah,
Like, I don't
I'm
like
kinda
sitting
the
there
same
with
way.
boxes.
I can't hit the hay that night until it's all done.
I've done like the last time I moved, not this time, but the last time I stayed up till 4 a.m. just unpacking everything, and then fell asleep for like 20 minutes, and then went to do my inspection.
Folks, that's an illness.
Yeah, it's a little OCD, but my new place is like a mansion. It's got like a bedroom.
Oh my god.
Unshared.
I go. My living room is literally the size of my old apartment.
Wow.
Like I was actually like measuring it out today, and I was like, "Holy smokes!"
Yeah. Holy.
Anyway,
doodle.
sorry guys, I talked too much about that. I was sick, I moved, so I didn't see Age of Ultron. However, on Saturday night in Halifax, Nova Scotia, I did get a chance to see WWE live.
Live.
I drove by it.
Give me an over under on how many matches you think there were.
You told us.
You told
so
me.
we.
Oh, I told you.
I think
7.
you told us 7.
7. That seemed low to me.
Seems brief.
That seemed low to me. Hot crowd. It was a good show.
Yeah.
Was it like how close to capacity? Like I don't know what the capacity for the forum
The
is.
capacity was, you know what's weird is, you remember, I don't remember old house shows. There was like now they have like a Titantron.
Yeah, they have a
and
set,
ramp.
man. It's awesome.
They have like a little
Really?
stand. Yeah. And they did
I
like
saw
a
the
Connor,
18-wheeler,
a
but-
Connor the Crusher thing. The guy who won the Warrior Award, that little kid who
Yeah, they
died
do a
of
little.
cancer.
Oh, yeah.
they do a
Yeah,
little
so they did
video.
a thing, and they sell like a little bracelet for him at the stand and stuff like that.
Wow.
So yeah, it was a good show. I would say about as close to capacity as you can get given the form,
Yeah.
because there are probably 20 to 25 seats in each section that aren't going to be filled because the sight lines aren't there.
I love the
'Cause
forum.
It's an older
I saw
building.
pictures from people on the internet. I forgot the forum's got windows. I love that.
Yeah, I know.
See outside.
I know.
It's sunny.
I know.
That's a
But it was
classic.
it was a good crowd. Mark Haverstock, friend of the show, was saying, he's like, man, this would suck. I was like, why? He's like, why would you want to come to this town and like wrestle here? I was like, yeah, why would you want to come to any place where 5,000 people are losing their mind for you?
There are worse places.
Nowhere's that nice.
There are way worse places, and this was a good crowd. Like, especially if you're like a TV face.
Sure.
It's they're very into Roman Reigns.
Yeah, good.
Oddly, I didn't expect Kane to be there, and they're oddly very into Kane. So that was interesting as well.
What's
and
Kane wearing when he
Sheamus I didn't
fights?
know was in there. Kane just wears like pants.
He wears pants and elbow
Just
pads,
pants.
right?
Just pants and elbow pads. Yeah, like he's still corporate Kane. So
Sure, yeah, with his
But,
widow's peak. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean it was a good show. It opened with Fandango and the Lucha. Are they the Luchas or
Lucha
Luchadors?
Dragons.
Lucha Dragons. 'Cause they do that
Kalisto. Kalisto's
Lucha,
amazing.
Lucha. And they were against Adam Rose and that El Torito team. I don't know who they are.
The Los Matadores.
Los Matadores, yeah.
Yeah.
And they were heels.
Yeah, Los Matadores they're evil now. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And Adam Rose is terrible. That guy can't get a reaction to save his life.
Yeah,
Just
he's gotta change his character.
Just go away.
Just go away. Did you tell him that? Did you?
No,
like,
but you just could have like just wrestle or anything. But yeah, that was a good. I mean, Fandango and the Luchas was kind of fun to see them together because they kind of have the same thing. Like the Fandango dance
Is
and
up,
the
fists
Lucha
in the
little
air,
thing
and the Luchas
is
is
just
the
like
fists in the air.
back and forth. There were yes chants, which made no sense because Daniel Bryan wasn't there.
No, he's.
Alex is dancing to the same.
I am
just
dancing.
described,
Yeah,
just to be
yeah,
clear.
Yeah, and I did it too, Alex. But nobody can see what we're doing. But you can see it on the internet. You can watch
Folks,
it.
if you were doing that when you were listening to the podcast,
I was gonna run down the card, but now I'm kind of. There's no point in doing that because no one cares. But there's two.
No,
wrestlers-
I'm interested.
Go
I'm
through it. I
interested.
don't know.
Come on.
What
no,
was
I'm
good?
trying to remember what the
Oh,
card was in
so
order. and
not
that's
no
the
one
problem.
cares. It says you can't remember.
Yeah, it's that too. Natalia, Will, who's that like weird blonde, like not Summer Rae, but like the one who does that stupid dance?
Emma. She's a
yeah.
Alex
so
is
it's
also doing that.
Natalia
stupid
and Emma against not Naomi, but the other one and Summer
Cameron
Rae.
and Summer Rae.
Cameron and Summer Rae.
Oh, did you tell Summer Rae I met her at a
tag
bar?
match? Yes, I did. I yelled that at her.
Oh, nice.
You met my brother at the
From the
bar in
beer
Vancouver
garden.
one time.
From the
You
beer
tweeted
garden.
about it.
Natalia won that one with the sharpshooter. Sharpshooter.
Sharpshooter. You're right the first time. Sharpshooter.
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 The sharpshooter. Oh, that's a terrible.
No, you can't call it.
Let's
Sharp ship
Hey, why don't we-
trooper.
let's brainsworse what the sharpshooter would be.
No,
Anybody?
oh, it'd be-
Anybody got any ideas on what kind of one that would be?
It'd be bent in half for sure.
Way worse than stink face.
I don't know.
Can't remember
Lord.
it in
Okay,
order.
no.
I can't remember.
Right.
But there's two wrestlers I was very excited to see when they didn't really announce the card. I had no idea what the matches were going to be, but Dolph Ziggler was here,
Yeah.
and Seth Rollins. So Dolph Ziggler ended up fighting Sheamus in a Halifax street fight.
Oh, they fight
I
with
love
Debonair
that.
King?
Well, they had a kendo stick, they had steel chairs,
Oh my
and
God.
they had tables.
Oh my goodness.
So there's actually 2 table bumps in that match.
Really?
Which is pretty cool.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I do wish someone got hit by the face.
I don't know what
That's a stinky
Sheamus is
donair.
like. He has the guy kind of his mid back and kind of throws him down. I don't know what that is. He did
White
that
noise?
to Dolph Ziggler. Yeah, and then Ziggler reversed a power bomb into a Famouser through a table and 2 chairs.
Nice.
So that was pretty cool. And he went with the zigzag.
Nice.
And like I looked at Naz, I was like, I really like Dolph Ziggler. He's like, yeah, no, I can tell. Like I marked out so bad when he came out.
Nice.
We can't figure out why he's a Billy Gunn ripoff. Why his exact thing? He's like almost like exact. Like his
is
look,
odd.
his
It is
move, everything's the exact same as Billy Gunn. Except he's like 1,000 times better wrestler.
Yes,
but
he
no
is.
one knows why. I don't get
It's
it.
odd
at
to rip
all.
somebody off that you're clearly better.
Especially with the Kiss Me Earth match that happened at Extreme Rules, he actually had the lips on his tights. Like that was he went full gun. He went full Monty Saw. He went full Monty Saw.
Kip Monty Sop has a big fan. His name is Nick Nemeth. Dolph Ziggler.
Is Dolph Ziggler's real name? Please, it's not, right?
It's Nick Nemeth, yeah.
I feel very stupid.
His name is Nick Nemeth.
Yeah. He was Nick in the
Wait.
Spirit Squad, man.
Oh yeah.
I thought you were saying nickname, but with a weird accent.
His Nick Nemeth is.
That's Shakespearean.
Nick
He doth
Nemeth.
the Nick Namath. Joe Namath.
Nick Nemeth thine self.
Showdown Joe.
Do you know what Joe Namath? No, I do not.
The main event, and so Jack Swagger fought Kane in a one-on-one match, and everyone was super into Kane. He got a "You Still Got It" chant, and I just had my head in my hands, like it was very upsetting.
Don't they often serenade him with the "Please Retire"? Or is that only Big
That's
Show?
Big Show.
Okay,
That's Big Show now.
he don't still got it. Did he choke
Dude,
slam
that
somebody?
match at Extreme Rules, though.
Yeah.
That, like, the choke slam to Roman Reigns is in the ring and got choke slammed out of the ring through two tables.
Roman took some sick bumps, man. He
Yeah,
got
that was
over
a
in
pretty sick
Chicago.
bump.
I'll tell you
Yeah,
that.
he did get pretty over. The spear kind of on top of the table and then lifting the announcer's table and putting on show was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was sweet.
That's how he won.
I gotta watch this.
It was
Yeah,
sweet.
spoiler alert.
Yeah, it was
Spoilers,
good.
spoilers.
Exploded. So Romy was there. Who did Roman fight?
Yeah, him and Seth Rollins was the main event.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
So the title was there.
The title was there.
It's sparkly,
The thing
isn't it?
about Rollins is,
Very sparkly.
as a heel, he can't. And Naz Barati, friend of the show, him and I were talking about it. How, like, as a heel, if you're a high flyer, you get
can't.
over by just being this. You can't do it.
No.
Because you're gonna get over.
Yeah.
So he just has to be like kind of weaselly, and Kane came out, and there's a finish that way or whatever. And he ended up retaining, and then Roman Reigns obviously ended up going out with the show. But yeah, no, it was a good show overall. I mean, at the Forum, tickets were anywhere from $15 to $115.
Whoa.
We only paid like $35, and I'd do it again in a heartbeat. I mean, the seats were great, or as close to it
115 would be
great.
front row, right?
It would be floor, yeah. I don't know
Floor,
what it
yeah.
pertained to, but it was as close to a sellout as you would assume from the Forum. With the floor, I mean, I don't know what it does seating wise. I think seating wise, it's about 4,800.
Okay.
And then you add the floor to it, so it's about 5,000. And I'm sure they use these house shows to gauge if they're going to do TV tapings or anything like that.
There's
But
a lot there.
it was potential to be there. They could have sold out the Metro Center, honestly.
Really?
Well, with the crowd they had there, it would have been or at least 3/4 capacity
That's
at the,
huge.
sorry,
That's
the
big.
Scotia Bank.
If they
Okay,
brought
I guess maybe close to
TV
Cinema
there,
Valley.
they'd sell out. If they
That'd
brought
be
TV
sweet.
there.
Well, I remember. We might as well run it. I mean, it's been 12 years almost exactly. 'Cause
Yeah.
It was last May. It was May 2003.
I think it was the 3rd and the 4th also, or maybe the 4th and the 5th.
4th and 5th, or the 5th.
How
and
much
the
were?
6th.
Because we were. So you guys were sitting somewhere else than I was
When?
for Raw.
We were on the
Were you
floor.
wrong?
I was with Colin, and we were like
Right.
behind the announce. We had a sweet spot. We had right where the announce table would be.
We were 6 rows back on the floor on the aisle. Because
Yes.
RVD remembered me and gave me a high five.
That was cool. And then for SmackDown, I feel like we were all together, just in the upper, like kind
Yeah.
of lower bowl.
Yeah, man, when
We had
Alex got
good
on
seats
TV?
out there.
Yeah, because Cena sucked, and I was there with Spanky.
And you wore
I
your
got, hey,
Hulk Hogan
Cena,
stuff.
Cena was only been nice to us. I remember we were talking. Like, we
Cena
met him a
is
couple
a
times.
super nice dude.
Yeah, he's
I
awesome.
will
We
give
met him when
credit
he
for
wasn't a
that.
big deal too.
Yeah.
We met him like
Oh, Will and I met him when he was like,
I was there.
Okay, so we met him at the Metro Center, and then
met at the
I have
Metro
a
Center?
picture on
Why
my
aren't you in the
hard
picture?
drive of him.
I'm there, though. I was there.
Of us meeting him at the airport.
okay. What Matt says he was at the Metro Center, but he's not in the picture. I don't think he was there.
He might have been. Maybe he was too young to get his picture taken.
Because I think
maybe he was scared.
Did you guys have to stand in line? Because I might just
No, we camped out for tickets at Sobeys, and then drove to the Dad drove us to the Metro Center that morning, and we went to see Cena.
Yeah, and
I was like, bring back the Protoplex. He's like, it's about the FU, and I was like, what? What did you say to me?
I said, pardon.
You see, he still uses it sometimes though.
Oh, he used it all. He brought the Protoplex back like 2 weeks later.
He talked.
Yeah.
He does it way as half-assed as the FU is really half-assed too. It's terrible.
You pick somebody up and then
his moves are terrible.
That's it. And then I remember I missed school. I got time off from school to go to Halifax
To see Benoit?
to see Chris Benoit.
Yeah, he was mad.
Yeah, we got a picture. I got that picture in my fridge. We also got on the news. Remember we got on the news?
Yep. I definitely remember that.
Same reason?
And
For, like,
Will was like, "Why do you like Rusty?" He was like, something and the girls and blah blah blah.
So it's got
like,
chicks. It's like,
yeah.
It's got violence and action. It's got chicks, and that's all.
Like,
and then I said, and it's got Y2J. That's
of
what
us.
I ended off with. I said, it's got Chris
embarrassing.
Jericho. But that's all. Mom was very upset. I said chicks, and I felt bad. She had Grammy was watching. The whole family watched my big TV moment, and I've not redeemed myself yet on television. I haven't.
No, you still haven't been on TV since.
I haven't been on TV since.
Arrow fired you. That was okay.
Arrow fired me. No, I quit.
Hey, you're not picking up on our joke, are you?
To be fair, it's not fair.
I was trying to pile on
He
the
just
movie.
goes to Arrow. Arrow fired you. Yeah, no, he hasn't been on 2 other TV shows.
He's been on like 8 other TV shows.
I know.
I've been on thousands. No, the joke wasn't that good to begin with.
come on.
But I will say
Wait,
for the
you're
record that Arrow didn't
completely
fire me. I
unoriginal.
quit. So thank you very much.
Curtis Axel fought Zack Ryder. That was a real barn burner.
I saw he called it Halifaxel. Is that true? He might have just said that. on Twitter.
He called it Metallifax.
Metallifax! Hey man, it was a Metallica day at AT&T Park over the weekend. No, wait,
was it?
AT&T. Yeah, that's where the Giants play, right?
Giants play?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they're Bay Area guys, and they wore like special Metallica
I was going to
shirts.
ask, where are they based out of? They're Bay Area guys? I had no idea.
Yeah,
That seems
that's
like-
where a
that
lot of the
seems
thrash
fitting.
metal comes out of. Them and Slayer and Megadeth all kind of come out of Southern California.
I really had no idea.
Reminder: San Francisco's Northern California.
Yes, I know, and I've been there. And shut up. But I meant to say Megadeth came out of Los Angeles after.
That
Dave
makes sense.
moved.
Guns N' Roses, L.A.
He knows.
Motley Crue.
and Shut up.
Yeah, Motley Crue's LA
Both he
too.
knows. And
David Bowie.
Dave Bowie's. I think he's from England.
No.
Derek Engel.
Yes, and I got from London.
Yes, and I got from London. Speaking of Bowie, he had that song Major Tom, and takes you back to How Do You Like Me Now? Oh gosh, I had a major purchase on the weekend. I had friends over.
He bought Louisiana.
And I might as
Louisiana
well
purchase.
I spent $95 plus fees and taxes on
Ooh.
Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather. Now
why
Man against
why would you?
Mayday.
I did that because,
You don't like boxing.
honestly, to be 100%.
That's like the biggest fight there's been in the last
Oh, yeah, for
15
sure.
years.
Yes.
Since,
So
honestly, since like Holyfield Tyson.
Yeah.
to be 100% transparent about this, you okay? You drop
chicks.
something? You drop your white wine?
No,
I
he just leaned on the table slightly harder than he should have.
I just leading up to this fight, I was like, all right, it's a big fight, and I'll check Twitter and that'll see the results, and there you go. I don't really have interest either way, but I was hanging out with Ian Hanlon, friend of the show, yesterday, and another friend of ours, Chris Nielsen, friend of the show. And Chris comes over and he's like, all right, man, let's go watch the fight. And we tried to find it at a bar nearby, and we walked by too. Actually, there was a Boston Pizza that was airing it. The Boston Pizza across the street from the movie theater was airing it, but they were sold out. All the sport, like everything was sold out. So Chris is like, well, I'm like, it's $95 plus fees and taxes on pay-per-view. And he's like, well, let's just go back to your place and watch it. It's like, you guys going to give me some money? Help me out a little bit here? And they did. And yeah we
since it was
watched
his idea.
Yes. So we watched 12 3-minute rounds of boxing, and they came to a decision by the end of it. But I mean, really,
How was it?
I don't know. I honestly don't know if it was good or not. Most people say it was pretty boring, and I guess I'd have to agree. It was hard. I was doing the thing where you like look at the people in the crowd. I saw Julie Chen there and like Tom Brady, and I thought I saw Taylor Swift, but she wasn't there. I'm like, why would Taylor?
Who's Julie Chen?
Julie Chen's on the
Big
top.
Brother. And stuff
Yeah, the
like
Big
that.
Brother. Yeah.
She's that Asian girl from CBS.
Alex knows. Well, she married the president of the network, I think.
Wes Moonves.
Yes.
Wes.
Celeste. What a mess. No, so I watched. Yes, I watched the fight. Highlights include the Mexican national anthem because Cinco de Mayo was on Tuesday, and also it's being sponsored.
Cinco
by
de Mayo will be on Tuesday. It hasn't been yet.
So it will be on Tuesday. I'd say.
No, he said has been.
Has
he
been.
called it a has been.
It has been on Tuesday in the
every
past.
year. Yes, thank you, Matt.
Not every year. It's not always on a Tuesday.
No, it's always on the 5th of May.
That would either be called Tuesday de Mayo, or whatever Tuesday is in Mexican
Spanish.
5.
What the heck
Marty
is
of 5.
Tuesday?
So no one told you life was gonna be this
that's
way.
Friends, not Party of 5. Why'd you go Friends for Party of 5?
Why did you clap?
It's because there's 5 members of Friends.
That's the Rembrandt song. You do clap, 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 clap. The Rembrandts.
Oh, look.
Is that the band?
Yes, that's the name of the band.
Multiple Rembrandts.
More than one of the artists, Rembrandt.
It's like Kings of Leon should just be called the Follow-Wills.
Why?
Because they're all like related.
Got it.
Oh, no
That
kidding.
might not be their name.
All right. So yes, I paid money for the fight, and
Give me your review, you son of a gun.
I didn't like it. I don't see how Mayweather can win a fight. I didn't like. Very stupid. I did not see him land twice as many punches as Manny Pacquiao did, but according to the official count, he did.
Defense.
He's a defensive genius, apparently.
Yeah, he is.
So yeah, I mean, I guess it's part of the strategy of boxing. Obviously, is to get out of the way of things. My biggest experience in boxing is watching the Rocky movies, and Rocky doesn't block anything. He blocks everything with his face, and you're not supposed to do that.
No, I would say that the prolificness of the UFC or the popularity of the UFC kind of usurping boxing has a lot to do with that.
Yes.
In terms of the speed of the fights, the shortness where you have multiple fights instead of, there's an undercard to boxing, but really the main event is just the one big fight.
Yeah.
Whereas UFC, it's 5 fights in a night, and you have multiple ones. Only one's 5-minute rounds. The rest are 3 5-minute rounds. And there's a lot more chance for stoppages.
Yeah, and on Twitter too, somebody wrote
seeing it live is really long though. Oh my god,
it was like 7 hours, wasn't it?
8 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Holy
6 hours.
Holy doodle! That's a long time.
And the best knockout was in the very first fight of the night, like 10 seconds in.
So that's the thing. Like UFC on Twitter, somebody wrote like, "When's the next UFC?" and UFC retweeted it. So I'm sure Dana's kind of like, "There you go, big money fight. Was it interesting? Great." Take that, boxing, and this is better for my promotion, I think. Even though
I'd rather watch a UFC fight than a boxing match.
Yeah, me too.
Easily.
Me too, and I think most people would too.
Having very little interest in UFC.
And I think this will probably, well, what do I know? But this might hurt the sport of boxing a little bit. I mean, like they kind of had one chance to get all those buys, and they had.
And they did.
You only got one
they got a lot of
shot.
buys, and they got a lot of
opportunity.
Yeah, do not miss your chance.
Opportunity comes once in a lifetime.
Yo.
You got to lose. You can't. You kind of got to lose yourself.
Oh, God.
Are you going to capture it, though, or are you going to let it slip?
Mom
spaghetti.
I might go into the Weird Al version. No, but like I'm not gonna. Obviously, I'm not gonna order another boxing fight again. I think it's just kind of like for
anybody who ordered that fight will order another boxing fight again. That's
not
unless you're a huge boxing fan. But yeah, it's not a good ad for like this casual fan of the sport.
Like in terms of what it used to be in like the late '80s, early '90s, or the '70s and everything like that.
Oh, sure, man.
Huge.
Do you know anyone who's like would describe themselves like if you're like, tell me 5 things about yourself? Would boxing fan?
Yeah.
Be anywhere in there.
Yeah.
For anybody you've ever met?
Yeah, I know too. Right off the top of my head, I know a guy who was at the fight there, and I was talking to a guy at work about it.
And people, huge boxing fans?
Yeah, huge boxing fans.
Yeah.
People,
there goes my point. Thanks for singing that one, Willie.
Yeah, it's okay.
I mean, your point was really based in reality, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, they're out there. I'm not one of them, but they're out there. Honestly, I know it sounds very silly, but like shows like these remind me why I like wrestling. Okay, I know it's scripted and whatever you want to call it. It's very, very dumb. But in a 3-hour show, you'll get a 3-hour show. And they're going to at least try to give you something entertaining. In this boxing match, both guys are basically fighting not to lose. They're not fighting to win, right? So it's not an exciting 36-odd minutes of action. And in a wrestling show, you get, these nice little 10, 15-minute bursts of a fun little
Literally,
show.
No one cares about winning. All they're there to do is entertain.
It's put on a big show.
And the more entertaining you are, the better you are.
Yeah, the better you are, right?
Yeah.
And the more the fans enjoy you. There you go. So obviously that's
It's like
kind
seeing
of
a pro sports game live. Like certain things, like if you see a concert live, you're gonna almost enjoy. Almost guaranteed you're gonna enjoy unless you hate the band. If you see a sporting event live and it can be lackluster,
Sure.
the team you paid $200 to see play loses or
lose.
something like that,
They
and it
could get blown
completely
out. They could get
completely
destroyed.
affects your enjoyment.
I can't
or
tell you
perception of
how
the
many
event.
people spent how many dollars on Game 7 of the Canucks Bruins Stanley Cup Final in 2011. The Canucks lose 4-0, and then we burn half the city down. And wrestling,
Well,
like
you weren't there.
I was in. I wasn't even in town. I was in Toronto.
You're in Toronto.
Thankfully. But the WWF back in the day liked to use this a lot too. They'd be like, I've seen Super Bowls that haven't lived up to the hype, but this has. It's like, of course they can say that. I mean, Jesse Ventura's like, I've seen the Rolling Stones. I've seen World Series.
I've seen fire and I've seen rain.
I've seen rainy days I thought would never end.
I've seen lonely times when I couldn't find a friend, Monsoon.
Oh, there you go. You got the other James Taylor line. But you know what I mean? Like, so, anyway.
I always thought I'd see you again.
Completely not worth $95 at all. It might not even have been worth $9.50.
Well, what
That's
is
an
worth
insulting price?
What is
anyway.
worth $95?
3 DS games. Yes, me.
Like 3 different 3DS games?
3 different games, yes. Not 3
Okay,
copies of the same. Yeah, 3 copies of Legend of Zelda.
I thought you meant one game on 3DS.
Link
games
Between
worth
Worlds. What else is worth $95? I don't know. Very, very nice sweater, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how much things cost.
$95 for a sweater?
A cashmere sweater. Those are nice. Those are expensive, right?
Let the sun fall down upon my face.
That's twice in this Godzilla '98. Now this Kashmir.
This is a really musical podcast. We've got so far the and Diddy was at the fight too. Same with Mark Wahlberg. He did the intro.
Mount Spaghetti.
Did he say hi to his mother?
Is that any mother for me?
Did Jamie Foxx do the national anthem?
Yeah, and he was very out of key. He took out his ear. He took out his ear monitor, and he really went for it in a bad way.
Was it better or worse than
Do
Stealth?
your Ray Charles impression.
That's exactly the movie Ian brought up too. Was Stealth?
Well, I mean, that's fair. That was his follow-up to Ray.
Yes.
Stealth.
Yeah.
Can I talk about a good movie that I really liked?
Yes, please.
No.
Age of Ultron. No. Have you guys seen the 2014 film starring Jake Gyllenhaal called Nightcrawler?
No, I really want to though.
Okay, so this is one. This is on the list, and Matt, clearly, I should shunt it up a couple of spots. You quite enjoyed it.
I would say so. I saw it last night, and I was like, I don't know how it's going to be, but I watched it, and it was, I think it was described somewhere as being like dark and thrilling. And I would have to say, yes, it was very good. I thought the Jake Gyllenhaal's acting and the writing for his character were like awesome. Mm-hmm. He was very much reminiscent of somebody you'll see him, you'll be like, oh, I kind of know people like that, but at the same time, you don't know somebody who's like that extreme, I suppose.
Sure.
Which I enjoyed. I thought it's kind of obviously a very interesting idea. The idea that he's somebody who goes around and tries to get on scene of like violent accidents and crimes before there's any cops who can tell him not to.
He's like an ambulance chaser.
Or if the cops are there, you can kind of get around and sneak in. And it was just very well done. I haven't seen a movie that is so focused on the geography of LA and been that good since another Jamie Foxx movie, Collateral.
Oh, Collateral's so good.
That movie's sweet.
I say another Jamie Foxx. He's not in it, but he's in. Anyway, so
Well, it's because you referred to him earlier.
it's true.
Oh, in the show, Jamie Foxx was referred to.
Exactly. So Nightcrawler is great. I don't think I've given such a strong recommendation for a movie since I think I
like that
recommended
was-
Coherence late last year. And if you can watch Coherence, if you can watch Nightcrawler, do both of those because those are really good, really enjoyable.
People were saying
movies.
Nightcrawler was kind of overlooked, like at the Oscars. And stuff
I
like that.
absolutely.
A few people
it
thought
was.
JG should have got a nom.
Yeah. Oh, I think so.
Should get
He was
Charlie.
really, really good. Really
Yeah.
good. I think Jake Gyllenhaal is one of those actors who's been in more movies that I've enjoyed than almost anybody else. His choices for movies are great,
He's solid.
including
He's solid.
Bubble Boy.
And he
Boy,
was
he's
at
very good.
he was at the fight yesterday because they were promoting Southpaw, his new
Southpaw.
boxing
I saw a
movie.
trailer for that.
That looks
And it's
okay.
about, it's about
It was
boxing. and
originally
action.
supposed to have Eminem in it in the lead role.
Hey, Mom
Oh,
Spaghetti.
okay.
Who directs this? It's not Anton
Weird.
Fuqua. is it?
Fuqua? I have no idea who directed
Matt
it.
will look it up in the meantime. But
I'm on my way to find out.
he's solid, and I had a point. And I can't remember what it was anymore. I was going to fill in with this point. But
talking,
Gyllenhaal, Sam Rockwell, pretty much solid in every.
It
movie
is
they've
Fuqua,
ever
by
done.
the way,
It is
for,
Anton Fuqua. Man, check me out.
So check
I'd
Throw
rather
me the
not.
ball and watch what I do with it.
No, don't. You made that twice.
Yeah, but the first
give
one
me
was
the
not on the show. Well,
First one, and I did.
this is the first one I've ever said it to anyone listening to this show.
Guys, this is about
Except for
like
you.
the time last year we did a summer movie preview. We won't, we won't do the same thing because we don't
We'll
want
have
to
to do
repeat
it
ourselves,
next,
right?
We'll have to do it next week.
What's coming out?
Jupiter Ascending.
No, that came out.
That was lid, man.
I don't know. We'll see. Well, you know what? We'll take this season as it comes, right? We'll just.
I don't know
watch
what
it and-
happened to me. I used to get really into it. Now I don't anymore.
Well, there's not that much going.
Like there's nothing coming out now that I'm super excited.
I'm excited.
About.
I'm excited to see Spy with Melissa McCarthy. I'm excited to see Pixar's new offering, Inside Out. I'm excited to see Mission Impossible 5, which comes out in July.
Yeah, that'll be.
That
good
snuck up on me like crazy. I had no
Okay.
idea about that.
You got me now.
Well,
Right?
It is a
This
spy
is a
movie,
decent-
so it should sneak
Ghost
up on you.
Post is so good, man.
Ghost Pro, and Rogue Nation looks really quite good. And then I think, and it really is just kind of a slow build up to what is it, December?
Gosh, 15th. No,
15th?
it's either the 15th or the 17th.
How like you can't be more excited for that movie, right? Is that like that's the one? Like Avengers: Age of Ultron just said. I think it was. I just read
Is Nick
188
Cage in
million
it?
dollars.
Yeah, it made 180.
Is Nick Cage in the new Star Wars movie? I wish.
How am I not in this movie?
And you got
everything I love.
like Force Awakens is gonna make $200 million opening weekend.
Yeah,
Why don't you change that to The Force Wakes Up?
as long as
Force wakes up.
The Force arises.
The Force rubs its eyes.
The
lets a
Force
little
greets
CP,
the day.
stretches a little bit.
Well,
with a little
some
Uptown Funk.
people were saying that due to this boxing match, that there was maybe a $9 million difference in ticket sales for Avengers, which is somewhat believable, I guess. It's a big event weekend.
But
Didn't it start at like 11?
it started at
Eastern?
midnight. It started at midnight. Yeah, 11 Eastern. Started at midnight Atlantic.
Yeah, so I can't imagine. Like that's only late night.
But there's undercard. If you ordered it, well, did you get undercard fights?
Well, we didn't get.
you probably
no,
ordered it pretty
the
late.
the whole event went from 6 to midnight, and the fight itself was at 8:30. I know it's funny. We made a joke yesterday too. Quite frankly, we went the opposite of 6 to midnight, and when we watched
It went till
right?
4 a.m. our time.
Yeah. Well, the fight ended around 9:30 our time, so it'd be about what 1:30.
1:30. And then what happened after that for 2.5 hours?
A picture of Manny Pacquiao and a picture of Floyd Mayweather
So
on your
it didn't
TV
go till
screen
4
with
a.m.
their names in between them and a little Mamba number 5 or whatever little generic garage
So it
band
actually
song.
didn't go till midnight.
No, they only fought. They only fought for. Well, okay, so 12 3-minute rounds, 36 minutes of bell to bell time.
Math checks
No,
out.
no, no.
Math
'cause
checks
there's-
out.
There's
Okay.
there's rest between.
Rest in between. That's true.
Yeah, but I'm saying bell to bell time, and then what are the rests between rounds? Like 30 seconds.
I think so.
By the way, after we watched that fight, we watched Homer's boxing episode.
So no $1 million
Homer-
baby situations.
the
No
Homer they
stool
fall.
issues.
No stool issues. No, both fighters were healthy and regular.
Have you not seen $1 Million Baby?
Yes, I haven't seen
$1
it. But I
Million
know
Baby
it
was-
has to
Matt
be,
shook
yeah.
his head.
One
that
of
he
those $1
hasn't.
Million Baby was one of those movies where I'm just like, well, I enjoy this.
Yes.
12 Years a Slave is the same way. Well, I enjoy this.
Don't compare the two, first of all.
Yeah,
$1 Million
Crash.
Baby-
Will I enjoy this?
$1 Million Baby's so good.
12 Years a Slave is redemptive as well. I will say that.
Redemptive. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, you like span
I'll
it
watch
out,
any movie that's got
and then
Taron
you-
Killam in it. That,
agree.
Grown Ups too.
Is Taron Killam Grown Ups too?
I think.
Oh yeah, it's like all alone
There's
the
like a
island
bunch-
guys. Like,
yeah.
yeah, that's. Oh, I'm so sad right now.
Taron. If you guys haven't seen SNL this weekend, I think it's pretty good. It's a very Taron heavy episode, which I'm
Tear me
fine
apart,
with.
kill him. Yeah, because he has the benefit of being a man when a woman's hosting. That's the other thing.
Yeah, that's true.
When women host, Adie Bryant is not involved.
yeah,
Kate McKinnon's in literally everything all the time anyway. But
yeah, that's true. Okay, don't start a sentence with Well, last week Ian was on the show. He talked about the Suicide Squad. Ian did. I'm going to plug a podcast he's in also. Ian did another podcast where he explains.
Oh my god!
Where he explains the Suicide Squad in that one too, because he's the only man in the world who knows what the Suicide Squad is. So I'll today I'll tweet a link of it. It's called Film Night. It's a 3-hour discussion, kind of
Film Night Shyamalan.
It's Film Night Shyamalan and Ding Dong. It's a 4-man kind of roundtable discussion of movies, and it's good. It's very intelligent as opposed
Sounds
to this
overstuffed to
podcast.
me.
Overstuffed.
I'll take 3 brothers talking about movies any other time.
That's right. We're 3 brothers, man. I'm sorry I said that. I don't know why. I don't know why it came out like that.
Quick question, Will. Did the second act of Avengers Age of Ultron remind you of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 1990 at all?
The second act, Yeah, I guess so.
Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean, though?
You'll have to text me. You'll have to text me.
We got to text you about a few things here.
Yes, I know. We're gonna get textual.
Folks, we're gonna get texting.
Yes, folks. It's May the 4th, Star Wars Day. I might watch the prequels today just because it's been a while. I know I'm out of my mind. I know I'm crazy, but I watched the original trilogy last year and it was a lot of fun. So this year I'm gonna punish myself. And
so why not watch something terrible? Yeah, exactly.
Watch the prequels.
So, Will, where can we make fun of you for doing that this week?
Well, you can come to my
method of
house,
communication?
and I'll give you my address, okay? So I'm on... Okay, so I'm kind of on the corner. Like, if you're standing...
I've seen it.
If you're...
Will's Twitter is...
okay, don't talk to me like that.
Team you up.
Sir. You're lucky I'm not in the same room as y'all. I'm at William C. Vaughn on Twitter. I say a lot of great things. I'm a wonderful person. Don't... Meow me. No, don't meow. Okay? I will meow. I will meow. I will meow right back at meow. I'll meow? I'll meow. So at William C. Vaughn on Twitter. I'm actually I'm William C. Vaughn on Instagram too. A lot of people like my photos.
Forgot what I was going to say earlier.
Good.
I remembered it, and I'm not going to, but it's fine.
Tweet it instead.
Yes.
No, it's just this stand-up
Text it.
comedian, Nate Bargatze, was like, hey, I have a special coming out May 2nd. Don't worry, I'll be watching the fights too, so... It's okay if you don't watch it. It's fine. He's actually a very funny guy.
Yeah, I heard
Nate
of this
Bargatze.
guy. Yeah, I heard he's pretty funny.
I heard this thing where they said Beatles are 320 million years old, and I was like, hey, is that true, or do you just know that I don't know how to figure that out? I can't disprove it, so you say it. I'll take your word for it. But anyway, Nate Bargatze, very funny guy.
Very
from
funny
Tennessee.
guy. And he's on
Had a
Twitter
special
at
Nate Bargatze.
Okay, good. And then you're on Twitter at...
Him and I have the same handle, actually.
Oh my gosh,
Nate
awkward.
Bargatze.
All right.
We're also coughing in our spritzers.
Disgusting. They also don't drink spritzers.
And we're spritzing in our coffers.
And
Oh, a very important question. You guys know anything that mixes nicely with root beer? You guys know what I'm asking about.
yeah, a good glass of shut the hell up, Will.
Hey, rude,
You
sir.
Tee yourself up for that one.
I find Sailor Jerry's goes well.
So it's yours. Okay, thank you. All right, that's what I need to know.
I'm on Twitter at MP Vaughn if you want to.
Nobody asked you.
Nobody cares.
Nobody knows the triple F scene.
All right, so yeah, that was us this week, and then
That was us. We still are we.
Okay.
And forever
We be us
will be.
all the time.
We'll be us. They be you.
Tweet us, Instagram us, Facebook us, like and review us on iTunes,
Check
and
it out on Friendster.
that's all we got.
Check out my new album on MySpace. It's
Also-
mostly EDM.
Very important. Mother's Day is this Sunday, so get her something to show how much you care. And we all love our mothers very much. Mothers, yes. Well, she's
Just the one between the three of us, but yes.
that's true. Yeah, and give your mama a hug if she's nearby. If not, if you're in my situation, buy a very expensive plane ticket, fly back for one day, and then fly back to your respective homes. I think it's
You doing
worth
that,
it.
Will?
She'll appreciate that. I was going to surprise her, but yeah, I'm checking out prices right now. It's about $2,500 return first class, so I think I'll take that. Yeah, sounds good. So
See, baby.
yeah, I'll see you. Don't say that. I'll see you guys in the flesh next week.
FCB.
JK, I won't. FC.
Will we see you next week, Alex?
Yeah, Alex, you're going to be here? No, give me an.
He's gonna be here, right?
We're going to have to...
That's okay.
Alex, the
Whatever
public
happens,
wants to know
happens.
you're still the most popular member of this podcast, apparently.
Well, we haven't done
No one has
We
come
haven't polled
forward
it.
to say, oh, actually, I also like Matt, or I actually like Will. No one has said. The only person who's ever said anything said he liked you. That's fine. That's fine.
like to...
That's not fine. I'm not fine with
you.
that.
Someone said you were the.
Yeah, because I had no expectations.
Right.
That's what happens on first dates with women. No expectations. They find me charming. Second date.
Lowered expectations.
I went on a date with a girl at 8 o'clock. She had plans at 9:30.
Brutes. Gee, that's
She can't.
brutes.
She bailed on him, but that was her plan was to go on a date with me and then meet her friends at 9:30.
Obviously.
That's how much faith she had in my dateability.
That's amazing. So
Obviously.
you get about.
I've done enough of these. Like, all right, I'll give you a drink and then I'm gone.
You get 2/3 of Avengers: Age of Ultron,
Yep.
and then you're cut. You're done.
Yep.
You get 8 minutes longer than
that was too
Unfriended.
behind the curtain of my life. Sorry, guys.
That's okay. Hey, I wanted a date a couple weeks ago.
Pay no
so,
attention
you know.
to the lonely heart behind the curtain.
Lonely
Lonely
heart.
Much better than a
Lonely heart. Ow. All right, this is a very
All right,
musical
folks.
edition of the podcast. Yes, I know. I'm Matt. You want to go? All right, bye, everybody. We love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Did you cut it off? Did you now? Did you know?
Did you go? Is it? Ah!